this spot, or we're going to miss the kickoff. Kill it after this spot, or we'll miss the kickoff. All right, we're back here at the Valley.
I'm glad you said that. He, of course, is following the footsteps of the good news in that this we have a note Johnny tell you what, there were some rumors going around. We'll try to confirm it. We know they may have picked up a job in the NFL. Wait and see on that. New Orleans, possibly. Over on this side of the field.
Illegal procedure against Wofford. Tigers made it on play.
Illegal procedure indicated against Wofford.
Anything on that play. Got out near the 21-yard line.
Depends on what he wanted, second and 15 or third and 10. They want third and 10. Anybody who thought Clemson Wofford didn't go crowd is not here. No, 60,000. Got to be at least 60,000.
All right, wide to right side goes Moore. Bradshaw then brings it out. Right side. Bradshaw getting off the line on reverse. Out to the 30 and then have a first down. Beautiful job by Lang. He was hit back in the line of scrimmage. Anthony Rose and Tim Childers bringing it down. But not before Lang gets a first down across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That's just waiting to get up.
Good speed, little wing back, and they sort of clamped off the offensive left guard. Did a good job of swinging it loose into the secondary.
Bradshaw again brings them out. Once more, Lang climbed up to the wings on the left side, and they reverse it to the opposite lane. Tigers held up with 5 days all the way to the loss back around the 28-yard line. Dan Benage and William DeVane were there for Clemson defensively. I do want to say hello to Mac McCall, a Tiger fan, a JV player at Willington Academy in Orangeburg. Mac suffered a broken thigh with a lead season opener last week. He'll be out for the year. He'll be in traction in the hospital over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So Mac, I hope you have a great time listening to the games this year, and certainly hope you're up and around before too long. This time Lang has moved the right side. Bradshaw can move. Around the 25-yard line, where it now becomes third down and 15.
10 foot. Scales goes up. Full hit corner.
Graves is wide to the left side as they work from the Strode. Bradshaw up on his head, takes out, drives it off, and goes inside with a big tackle. It's inside the 15, down to the 15-yard line. Terry Bernard up for the Tigers defensively along with Hollis Hall, but not before. Good solid blocking. Power and Davis carries for the Tigers. There is another first down Wofford.
Just underway in the first period of play, just over 10 minutes ago. Wofford has just gone for all 20. Four first downs.
Bradshaw this time keeping on the rollout. Goes to his right. Cuts back to the line of scrimmage. He slipped around the line of scrimmage. And then forced his way back to about the 13 where he was finally hit down by Bryant and Tripper.
They're going to rule his knee hit at the 15.
Well, he did slip over there as he turned that corner, so it will be second down. 12 yards to go now for the Terriers, but they press it. Goes wide on that side. Wilson is shooting at Bradshaw. Bradshaw on the side back over left tackle by Lang. He went back and he gets into about the 12 or he's pulled down at that point. Coming across the outside for the Tigers.
Well, he lost the football momentarily, but apparently someone with a white shirt was
third down, 11 yards to go.
Gain of 4 yards on the far third.
Shannon with Jim Phillips back in. Bent down. Good looking play. They went 80 yards, 4 first down, 14 plays, and showed a lot of imagination. They do a lot of things out that baseball type formation.
Well, you were talking earlier about Emery Villar. He developed the wishbone when he was an assistant coach at Texas, then went on to Texas A&M, was successful with it there. Then, of course, came over to Mississippi State and last year made this little adjustment under the bone. He went back out. He did so much more of it. For all those years, the wishbone was a tremendous running game, but it didn't give you many opportunities to pass. Now it is very obvious that it opens up some avenues.
Well, Jim, those of us who remember 1960s high school and college football, and we saw a lot of a winning formation, although both ends were and saw a lot of that play that think all that rain yesterday would have that much of an effect on the field. The field looks fairly dry, but he hit a soft spot in the turf there and just called out. Now that pass play to Tuttle, excellent pass play. It's one of those timing things where Tuttle catches it just in time to keep the speed in down.
Still now he is wide to the right side. Line out of the eye again. Knoxville in motion from right to left now. Jordan up under center. Waits to take out. Does take out. This time is too deep. Plays out of the back to the 38. The 36 yard line. On the goal there. It was John Carnegie, the linebacker from the left side, along with Kurt Brillen, left tackle, who made the stop. Launching at the 36-yard line. It'll be third down. They'll go on to second down for Tigers. Tigers went double tight end. One wide single. It'll be a slot on the right side. Rolling to his right. This time fires downfield. Good job by Jim Renfro. There to break it out for the Wofford Terry.
He was in perfect position for the interception. Just lost the handle on him. He's a mighty unhappy.
Donald Midway-Butte is going to attempt a 52-yard field goal and already for Holt.
Well, he's going to break in style, isn't he? He's going for the home run ball.
50-yarder in scrimmage. His kick is up. His distance. His kick is... Just
minutes lead.
Terriers come out again now. Flying to the left side, they bring Danny Gray. And they have a win left on Gray Blank. Bradshaw this time riding it off to Lenny Best. Best gets across the 45 to the 43-yard line. And is stopped up at that point. Leading the way was Jeff Davis for the Tigers. Marking at the 43 of Clemson, where it will be second down, 7 yards to go for the Terriers. They have not experienced problems with the football thus far.
And basically error-free football for an opening quarter, Jim. Both teams have played really well.
Wide to the left side, back to midfield. Bring back Willie Blank. Split backfield behind Bradshaw. Rolls to his left, looking to throw, firing from the sideline. Incomplete. Danny Triplett was over the coverage that time on the intended receiver. And the receiver, intended receiver, was Willie Blank. Well, this year, Scott, they have that 2-6 quarter along the sideline. Back to the field. And it really, in a case like that was there, it would be a good rule. Intended receiver that time, Blank, and the ball down the right level.
Especially when it's only
3rd and 7. Moore goes wide to the right side. Lang is in motion from left to right. Bradshaw takes out. Back to throw. Looking, firing a screen pass out of the right pocket. Is incomplete. Intended there for Lenny Best, but a little overthrown. And it was now become a 4th down for the Wofford Terriers at the Tiger 43-yard line.
Well, we could see our first punt of the season so far. 4:47 left to go. It has turned out to be a beautiful afternoon. It's a little hot and humid down on the field. About noon time, humidity up close to about 65%.
Mark Davis runs. Billy Davis back up to his own 10. Receiving for the Tigers. Marshall awaits the snap. Gets the kickoff. Low flat kick. Oh, back there in front of Billy Davis. Grabbed up and run on the ball. I think Davis had called for a fair catch, and Suttle jumped in front of him to grab it. He stood there for a moment, and then began to run. And once that fair catch is signaled, you can't lose the football. Out of 30 yards, down to the 13-yard line, and the flag goes against the Tigers. So I really don't know why Suttle came across like that, Scott, to tell you the truth, because Billy Davis was camped under it and indicated fair catch at that point. It cost the Tigers 5 back to their own 8-yard line.
What is the official ruling on that? Delay of game?
Yeah, right. Brendan Flight now, along with Cliff Austin in that backfield. Homer Jordan, quarterback, and 2 tight ends. Pitch back, that is Austin. Got over the stand.
When he got along the sidelines, and just luckily, someone had his arm and slowed him down enough.
John Cornegie was there from his linebacker position to make the tackle. So Cliff Austin almost clicking away, does get it out to the 18-yard line, where now it'll be second down and 5. Ball in Austin. Behind Homer Jordan. Terry Tuttle was split to the right side again. 25 and out of bounds. Cliff Austin, 47-yard line. So that'll be enough for a Tiger first down, as Cliff Austin has carried the burden here on the as well. Gets it out to 27 for a first down Tiger. And Chuck McSwain now will check in for his first action to the run season. He'll go left. He'll look inside of Terry Tuttle, who's a split left, and Gilliard will become a wing. Magwood will be split off right end. Jeff McCall along with McSwain in the eye behind Homer Jordan. Homer now takes out, gives the first man through, that's McCall. He'll track straight ahead to about the 30-yard line. John Cornegie once again with Ronnie Ray, the big linebacker. He's got a flag out there. It looks as though preliminarily it may go against the Wofford Terriers on a personal foul. Well, it is. Personal foul Terriers. That's what he thinks he's taking.
They'll move it out to the 45-yard line. Clemson in excellent field position. I look for him to go back to Austin off that left defensive side, Jim. Apparently they've seen something.
Personal foul against Wofford, 15 yards.
Cliff ran very well the first 2 carries that way.
And Wofford playing Cliff off that left defensive side. We'll see, he's back in the eye now.
Tuttle goes wide left. Gilliard will be a slot on the left side. Stockstill is split off right end. It's first and 10 at the 45. Tigers in possession of the football in Motion comes Gilliard from left to right. Jordan gets back to throw. He's got Gilliard wide open deep. Jerry lost the shot. He had actually slowed down. He looked back and didn't see anything. Slowed down. I believe that would have gone for 6 if Gilliard not looked back into that sunshine.
I think the nearest defender was about 7 or 10 yards away from it. And you're right. Jerry just walked in the sun.
Well-thrown football from Jordan. He led him beautifully, but Jerry looked up and saw that sunshine and just broke his stride. And Tuttle goes wide left, and then Gilliard strikes. Stocksville will be on the right side. Jordan this time handing off, driving over the right side on the Cliff Austin on Gary. Cliff Austin out to about the midfield stripe, but they'll rule his lead touchdown back around the 47. He's caught there by Tim Moore.
Tim Moore for Wofford played a lot of linebacker last year. They moved him to middle guard this year. Excellent football player.
On the wide left, Gilliard slot. Jordan brings them out. This time he's getting out of the ball. Ball across the 50, 45, into the 43, and that'll be good for a first down for the Tigers as they come straight ahead that time. And Hall fights his way for the first down before Tim Renfro from this end of the ground to the Wofford 43-yard line. Big play there, one that I wasn't suspecting, and I doubt very seriously if the Wofford defense thought they would run right off that.
I don't think so. They went right at the heart, the big people.
Tuttle and Gilliard go left. Bagwood is right. Jordan this time spins out. Looks off the Austin. Crosses the 40 to the 39-yard line and is hit there by Mason, the defensive right end for the Wofford Terriers. And we have a Wofford player injured on the play. An injury to a Wofford player out around the 42-yard line. That's John Cornegie, their left linebacker.
He is a good football player, too.
There's an injury timeout. We'll be right back with more from the Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stadium security urges you not to throw any objects from the stand. It is for your safety and for the safety of others around you that this announcement is made. Parents are urged not to permit children to throw
We're
any
back
objects.
at the Valley.
Anyone
Cornegie is
caught
still
throwing
down
any
on the
objects in the stadium will be arrested and removed from the stadium.
I don't know, Jim. I don't like the second-guess injury. We hope it's not serious. He just had his bell on.
Well, of course, they're out there working on him right now, Scott. It does not appear to be a leg injury. So I don't know what to do. Well, I won't expect that. We do want to welcome some of the stations on our network this afternoon. This week, we'll let you know some of the folks who make it possible for you to hear Clemson football throughout the course of the season on WAKN down in Aiken, South Carolina, WGLR in Batesburg, WOZK in Chester, and WOLS in Florence, South Carolina. Four many stations on our Clemson football network this season.
It's good to have those folks, and it's good to have all our network stations in the neighborhood of 65 stations today. But Cornegie is okay. He's better to the side.
You're right.
I got a feeling he'll be back.
We want to remind the folks, too, that tomorrow the Danny Ford Show begins the 1981 season around the state of South Carolina. Well, we'll get to the station. Stocksville is the only wide receiver who's out wide to the right side now. Now he's in motion to the left as Homer Jordan has them in the eye with Jeff McCall and Cliff Austin behind. This time, Jordan keeping, crosses the 40 to the 39, and again his feet went out from under him, and Jordan goes down at that point. Had a good lead block from McCall that time, who had worked on that linebacker, and Homer just could not maintain his feet. In fact, they rolled his knee touchdown back outside the 40. So it's now going to be third down at 8 yards to go for the Tigers.
It's the second time today he's had trouble making it.
Tuttle goes wide to the right side with Gilliard. Smooth. Tiger will split off right in. And they're in opened the eyes. Homer Jordan now sets them down again. This time it's back to throw. The quick one. Tuttle, quick grab. Oh, he couldn't hang on. Perry had the ball thrown just a little behind him, and he reached high into the air and had it for a split second, but it slithered off his fingers, and it is now 4th down. Patterson was there to cover for the Terriers, and Richard Henley this time will come on to punt for the Tigers.
I think Tuttle was a little dissatisfied with himself. I think he maybe thought that ball was catchable. It was thrown very hard, and a little high behind.
Renfro and Moore back in twin safety. Henley's punt will carry over their heads and into the end zone. So Richard Henley hits a punt of 40 yards, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line now, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Terriers with 1:46 remaining in the first quarter, and the score tied at 3 here at the Valley this afternoon between Wofford and Clemson.
You know, that we talked about question marks maybe being in the kicking game, but it's quite a battle going on for the punting duties on this squad, and it's, I'm sure, a nice problem that Danny Ford likes to have.
All right, set to go now. Wide to the left side comes Taylor. They have Lang a wing to the right. This time they give to Lang on the reverse. He comes out over the 25. Lang out to the 26, 27-yard line before he is pulled down. And Wade Lang, who has been running tough, a 190-pound junior standing 5'10", almost ran over Terry Kennard before Terry could wrestle him to the ground at the 27-yard line. 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. David Moore comes wide to the left side. Lang again will wing right. Bradshaw takes out, gives this time to Gaines, sweeping to his right. Gaines comes out near the 30, crosses the 30 to the 32-yard line, and is finally hit there by Tim Childers. Strong safety for the Tigers, but it's another 1st down for the Wofford Terriers, who offensively this afternoon have been able to move well with the football.
A lot of imagination, a lot of different sets, a lot of different looks. They've done quite a few things out of that wing bone, and they've had little trouble moving the ball.
Wide to the left side comes Danny Graves. Lang again lines up as a wing. He'll work from the right. Now goes in motion wide as Bradshaw takes out, and a whistle prior to the start of the play. They may get a delay of game here. 25-second clocks in use here, Scott. They will be mandatory next year, but the Tiger officials decided they would get a jump on it, put the 25-second clocks up. They've been there through practice. The team now oriented to the fact that they know they must get those plays off within the allotted time.
I got a feeling that's going to be a big, big help both to the quarterback and also to the officials. That will be used this year in all league games, is that correct?
It will be used in all games, but in conference games, the opposing coach has to agree to use it. All right, it's going to be 1st down. That was not a delay of game. I don't know what the whistle blew for there, but it's still 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. As again, Bradshaw brings them out. He's trying to pitch back. He does get it back. It's off to Lang, who sweeps wide to his right. Boy, somebody really leveled on Bradshaw just at the point of the pitch out. And I believe that may have been Jeff Bryant who got to him. And then tracking down Lang on the corner was Andy Hedden, and they spill him out of bounds at the 33 after a pickup of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I don't know how he got the pitch off, Jim.
I think it was just literally knocked out of his hands. When he was hit, the ball just squirted free. He was really popped. We have reached the end of the first quarter of play. And the score here at the Valley after 1 quarter, Clemson 3, Wofford 3. Ken, let's go back to the phone line. It sounds better than the Marty. There's too much buzz on the Marty. Go back to the phone line.
At the end of one quarter, the 1981 football season well underway. It's the Tigers 3, the Terriers 3. Both teams scored on their opening possessions. Field goals, of course. And that's what we have going into the second quarter play. Wofford in possession.
Second down, 9 for the Terriers. Ball at their own 33-yard line. They bring Lang in motion from right to left. Bradshaw takes out. He's rolling to his left. He's looking to throw. Now firing over the middle. This one is complete out across the 40 at the 42-yard line to David Moore. And coming up from behind was Terry Kennard to knock him down, but it looks from here to be another first down for the Terriers. And is out of the 43-yard line.
There is nothing wrong with Charlie Bradshaw's arm. Boy, he zipped that one, didn't he?
Let's say something about that offensive line. They have done a job for the Wofford Terriers.
Certainly have. Another first down for Wofford. They're winning the battle in the first down race. Of course, the score even. But they've rolled up some yardage here in the first half.
Danny Gray's wide to the right. Lang is a wing left. He comes in motion to the right side. This time Bradshaw's riding it off to Gaines. Sweeps wide to the left. Gaines out across the 45. Gets to midfield into Tiger territory at the 46-yard line. Finally knocked down there, but it'll be another first down as William Devane finally got to him. And Wofford right now making Tiger fans a little ill around here, Scott.
There's some little bit of nervousness on this side of the field. They see this team, of course, I think a lot of people underestimated Wofford. They're a very, very good football team. They play 5 NCAA schools this year. And when you're in NAIA, that's almost never heard of.
All right, it's at the 46-yard line of the Tigers, where it now becomes 1st and 10 for Wofford. Here is Bradshaw on a double reverse attempt that time. They give the initial handoff in there, and then Lang was supposed to get it, but Gaines never got it to him, and he was knocked down immediately by Tim Childers for a loss back to the 50.
They were both tackled simultaneously, and that's about a 4-yard loss.
So make it now 2nd down and 14 for Wofford. The ball directly at midfield. We're just into the second quarter with 14:10 remaining. The score tied at 3. Lang now is a wing left. He'll come in motion to the right side as they have David Moore split off right end. Bradshaw on a delay this time, giving off to Gaines. A flag goes down as he cracks over left tackle to the 42-yard line and is pulled down there. Up defensively was Jeff Davis for the Tigers. But a flag down on that play, and we have illegal procedure called against the Wofford Terriers here.
That's going to nullify a pretty good gain. They would have been maybe 3rd and 5. This one's going to come back.
Now that Tiger defense obviously out there right now, Scott, saying to themselves, what has hit us here this afternoon? Wofford in white uniforms with gold numerals, deep blue helmets. And the Terriers feeling very much at ease apparently here at the Valley before some 60,000. Right now, though, quarterback Charlie Bradshaw wants to talk it over on the sideline, so we have a timeout on the field. 13:43 remaining here in the first half of play, and the score at the Valley, Clemson 3, Wofford 3.
Just moments ago, the Wofford Terriers had themselves a first down inside Clemson territory at the 46, but a loss on a play on an attempted handoff to Lang set them back to the 50, and illegal procedure penalty set them back to their own 45. So now they're faced with a 2nd and 19 situation. Charlie Bradshaw decided he wanted to talk to Buddy Sasser about it, and let's see what they came up with on the sideline.
Right now they're going to split Lang out on the left side. Or check that. That is not Lang. That's Menser, who is a wing to the right now. That may be Lang over there. Those numbers are a little tough to pick off. Here's a delayed handoff across the 50. Into the 46-yard line goes Anthony Gaines as they come back with a draw play that time. After having a wide receiver to the left, Jeff Davis and Terry Kennard made the tackle. And the ball will be spotted at the Tiger 46-yard line, where it now will be 3rd down and 10 for the Wofford Terriers.
Well, that got the loss on the running play and also the procedure penalty back, but they still have 10 yards to go.
Mike Taylor is wide to the right side. Menzer is a wing left. He's in motion to the right as Bradshaw's up under center with a split backfield. Again, the delay. Handing off to Gaines once more, but this time getting to him is William Perry. A big 285-pound Perry brings the fans to life as he hit Gaines at about the 48 and drove him all the way back to the 40-yard line of Wofford.
You know, you would think someone who weighed 285, 290 pounds would not be that quick. He is quick as a cat out there.
Chris Marshall is on to punt. Backed up deep is Billy Davis now for the Tigers. Marshall awaiting the snap at his own 38-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the Tiger 47. Gets the kickoff. Oh, good kick. Yes. Davis waiting, gathers it in at the 6. Swings to his left, comes up over the 10. Fights his way to about the 12, and that'll be it. So the Tigers will be backed up again to their own 12-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10. And Hanna was downfield for Wofford to make the tackle.
They'll try to get that offense cranked up. Some bright spots. Homer had a couple of passes to Tuttle, one which was caught, the other possibly could have been caught. And Cliff Austin showed a couple of bursts in the first quarter. Let's see what they do here.
Kevin Max at fullback, Chuck McSwain at tailback, and jumping offside out there for the Tigers that time was Bubba Diggs, left end, the tight end. So that's illegal procedure for the Tigers, and it's going to set them back 5 yards. Last 2 possessions, they've been bumped back 5 yards on penalties.
Illegal procedure indicated.
It's the type of thing you hope you won't have on opening day is numerous mistakes. The Tigers have had a few out there. Not to discredit Wofford. Wofford has run over the defense. It's been the offensive possessions that have cost the Tigers. Tuttle is wide to the left side. Again, they line up in the I. Ball is back to the 7-yard line. The ride this time is off to Chuck McSwain. He finds a hole of a left tackle and cracks out over the 10 to the 12, maybe the 13-yard line, and is knocked down there by Ronnie Ray, the right side linebacker.
Tackle made by Ronnie Ray.
Mark it at the 13-yard line, where it now becomes 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers.
Gain of 6
Magwood
yards
goes to the right. Tuttle splits out left. Mack and McSwain in behind Jordan at quarterback. Homer rolling to his left, looking to throw, firing, incomplete, intended for Perry Tuttle, and Perry tried to do a little down and out, and he slipped on the turf out around the 25. Tony Painter was there covering for Wofford.
That was a little sideline route. Yeah, he just lost his footing when he tried to make the cut, and a timing pass like that, it was well thrown beyond him because of the timing. 12 minutes exactly left to go in the first half of the play.
3rd and 9. Gilliard to the right side. Tuttle comes left. Homer Jordan at quarterback has them in the eye. Homer takes out, keeps, pitches out on the corner. With the ball is McSwain, and he's going to be knocked down shy of the 1st down as he comes up over the 20 to the 21, but that won't be enough. Pfeiffer Nicholson is there for the Wofford Terriers to make the stop on the play. Well, I say it won't be enough, but I notice on the spot of the ball, they've moved it a little further ahead than I thought they should have. There, Scott.
Bring it in, Cliff, placed on the 15. Let's see.
It's still a little shy.
Homer's over to take a look. Yeah, you can tell from the reaction across the way. And quite a few Wofford fans here today, Jim.
They sold better than 3,000 tickets. So it's going to be shy of a 1st down by a length of the football. It will be 4th down for the Tigers, and Richard Henley is on once more to do the punting. Backed up deep, Tim Renfro, and joining him will be David Moore. Henley standing back at the 9. Tigers got a pretty good spot on that ball because I was certain that he had gone down around the 21, and it was out closer to the 22 when they finally marked it down.
Did appear that way, didn't it?
Henley backed up, awaiting the snap now. Gets it. Here's his kick. Gets it high, about 2 deep. Coming up is Renfro. He'll fair catch at the 41-yard line, and that's where the Terriers will take over. 1st and 10, a punt of 38 yards by Richard Henley. So Wofford holding the Tigers once again. Clemson unable to get anything generated offensively in their last 2 possessions. 11:34 remaining in the first half, and we have a tie football game. It's the Terriers and the Tigers tied at 3 as Wofford now takes over the football once again. Bradshaw will have Lenny Best in there along with Bernard Wilson this time in the setback positions. Taylor goes wide to the left side, and Lang will be a wing left. This time it is Lang on a reverse, looking to throw, firing downfield, and he's got a man open down at the 45. That is his tight end, Dirk Berrick, and he is out of bounds around the Tiger 46-yard line as he circled back. He was chased over there by Kennard, and he lost about a yard after the reception, but it's enough for a first down. Terriers at the Tiger 46-yard line.
First down, Wofford.
Well, they give you a lot of headaches offensively, don't they? They have 3 people in the backfield who can throw the football, and they're not hesitant about those backs circling around for them up there.
David Moore goes to the left side. It will be Lang. He does a wing to the left side. He's in motion right now as Bradshaw again moves up under center, takes out, gives it off to the first man through. That's Wilson. He is hit at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. Perry was there. That's William Perry, the big 285-pound freshman out of Aiken. And he stops him at the 45-yard line.
That defensive line beginning to assert itself somewhat now. Wofford being able to move the ball somewhat in the air and somewhat to the outside, but straight up the middle, it's awfully tough right now.
Set to go again, the Terriers. This time they bring Graves wide to the right with Lang a wing right. He goes in motion left. Bradshaw again sets him down with a split backfield. Rolling to his left now, looking to fire. Over the middle he goes, complete down around the 39. Knocked down back around the 41 is Wade Lang, who came in motion. They will rule that his forward progress was stopped at the 40-yard line. It will become third down, 4 yards to go at that point for Wofford as Danny Triplett came up to make the hit on him.
I have been watching William Perry the last few plays at nose guard, Jim, and I don't know. I don't see how any center or a combination of the center and the guard can move him around.
Mike Taylor is wide to the right side. Lang is wing left in motion right now. Bradshaw's back to throw. He has 2 receivers flooded out here. Flips a quick screen off to Best. Best being chased around at about the 39, and down he'll go at the 39-yard line. They flood the right side with 2 wide receivers. Then Best curls out of the backfield and grabs the pass, but the Tigers stop him, and there is a flag on the play.
Jim, the Tigers were giving the look of a blitz that time, and someone may have been nope. It would appear it's going to go against Wofford.
Indication here is motion against the Terriers that time.
Well, the Tigers have a decision to make.
They've made their decision. They've declined the penalty. Right. It's going to remain still about 3 yards shy of a first down, and it will be 4th down. So Wofford will call on Chris Marshall to do the punting, and again Billy Davis will back up now for the Tigers.
Exactly 10 minutes to go in the first half. 3-3 ball game.
Waiting to snap is Marshall. Has it. Here's his kick. It's deep. It's going to go on into the end zone and out of the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line now. That's a 38-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 Tigers now at their own 20. Let's get 15 seconds for station identification on the Clemson Football Network. Back here at the Valley, a 3-3 football game. Homer Jordan sends Gilliard wide to the right side, brings Tuttle split out left. Homer this time is racing to his left, looking to throw, going deep downfield for Tuttle. Perry's there, got it, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! That is the ones the Tiger fans have waited for this afternoon, Scott. And let me tell you something. Not only did Perry Tuttle do a job of losing defensive corner Tony Pater, but did Homer lay one in there?
Jim, when that ball was barely 15 yards out of Tuttle's or Homer's hands, the only question remained was whether Tuttle would catch the ball or not, because he had easily beaten the defender. He caught the ball, never had to break stride at about the 25, and from then on it was no contest.
Bob Pauling will attempt the point after. His kick is up, his kick is good. An 80-yard touchdown pass play. Homer Jordan to Perry Tuttle. Timeout on the field. The score, the Tigers 10, Wofford 3.
beautiful reception. Homer Jordan to Perry Tuttle, and Jim, as I mentioned a moment ago, the only question was whether Perry would catch the ball.
Well, that was his 100th career reception here at Clemson.
He has now caught a ball, I believe, Jim, 21 straight games Tuttle has caught at least one pass in.
You know, he's the only guy who scored on a touchdown pass play for Clemson last year, and thus far is the only to do it this year.
Which is not to slight the other receivers, because Clemson has a talented corps of receivers.
On the other hand, Jerry Gilliard has toiled for 3 years without ever grabbing a touchdown pass.
I got a feeling he'll get one this year. It's 10-3. The Tigers on top by 7.
Donald Igwe-Buike to kick off. Back deep is the receiver now for the Wofford Terriers. That is Renfro at the 2, up over the 5, the 10, the 15, gets to the 20, out to the 23-yard line, and down he goes around the 24-yard line. As downfield was Anthony Rose leading the charge for the Clemson Tigers. 100 career receptions now for Perry Tuttle of the Tigers. And it was a big one, an 80-yard bomb from Homer Jordan, and Tuttle, who was streaking down the near sideline heading to the west, gathered it in stride, and no one was near him.
Well, they say he's not quite as fast as Jerry Butler, but you couldn't tell it on that play because he was flying.
Taylor wide to the right side. They go from the straight wishbone this time. The handoff is to the mid-back, and that is Wilson, and he is hammered hard and then sprints off of there and gets outside and crosses the 30 to the 31, where Terry Kennard brings him down. So mark the football at the 32-yard line, 33-yard line, make it. It's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. It'll be second down for the Terriers. Wide to the left goes David Moore. Again, they work from a straight wishbone offense now. Bradshaw quarterback, up under center, takes out. This time rides it straight ahead. A flag goes down as Wilson carries for the first down out across the 35. But that flag thrown in there, Benish and Devane were there to make the stop for the Tigers. Going to get a holding call against the Wofford Terriers here.
That's going to nullify the first down.
Also going to be a very costly penalty for Wofford.
Yes.
You know, we're not coaches, Scott, but we've seen this happen so many times. Wofford working extremely well out of the wing ball. Then Clemson comes up with the big bomb, the big play that gets these fans excited, and suddenly Buddy Sasser has become conservative. He's back to the wishbone.
Yep. I don't know. They were doing so well, and Lang is such a good all-purpose back. He can run, he can throw, he has good speed.
Now here comes the wing bone again now.
Yeah.
Lang will be to the left side. Graves will be split off right end as Lang is in motion left to right now. A 10-3 football game. Tigers on top. Hand off to the deep back. That's Gaines. Gaines straight ahead. Crosses the 25 to about the 29-yard line and is hit there by Jeff Davis. So 8:20 remains in the first half of play. 10-3. The Tigers on top in this game. It's going to be third down and 5 for the Wofford Terriers. The ball at their own 29-yard line.
So one play has broken open a pretty tight ball game, 3-3. Both teams scored on their first possessions, field goals, of course, and Clemson comes back to the ball.
Here's Bradshaw rolling to his left, being chased, firing over the middle. It's going to be incomplete and almost intercepted out there around the 37-yard line. It was intended for Wade Lang, and Tim Childers, leaping into the air, got a couple of fingers on it but couldn't contain it. And it is now fourth down for the Wofford Terriers at their own 29-yard line.
Well, the fans beginning to get into the game a little bit. They've been fairly quiet during the first half, with the exception of the big bomb and the 52-yard field goal.
Billy Davis backs up deep for the Tigers. Chris Marshall on now to do the punting for Wofford. Awaits the snap. There's the kick. Oh, did he hit a beauty over the head of Davis? Sends him in retreat back to the 13. Picks it off there, out to the 15, the 20. Davis turns to the sidelines and is out of bounds around the 24-yard line. What a punt that time by Chris Marshall of the Wofford Terriers. That punt covered about 60 yards the way I see it. What do you say, gang?
We didn't have the stopwatch on it. It had to be up in the air about 5 seconds. Yep. I don't know. They were doing so well, and Lang is such a good all-purpose back. He can run, he can throw, he has good speed.
Now here comes the wing bone again now.
Yeah.
Lang will be to the left side. Graves will be split off right end as Lang is in motion left to right now. A 10-3 football game. Tigers on top. Hand off to the deep back. That's Gaines. Gaines straight ahead. Crosses the 25 to about the 29-yard line and is hit there by Jeff Davis. So 8:20 remains in the first half of play. 10-3. The Tigers on top in this game. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Wofford Terriers. The ball at their own 29-yard line.
So one play has broken open a pretty tight ball game, 3-3. Both teams scored on their first possessions, field goals, of course. And Clemson comes back to the ball.
Here's Bradshaw rolling to his left, being chased, firing over the middle. It's going to be incomplete and almost intercepted out there around the 37-yard line. It was intended for Wade Lang, and Tim Childers, leaping into the air, got a couple of fingers on it but couldn't contain it. And it is now 4th down for the Wofford Terriers at their own 29-yard line.
Well, the fans beginning to get into the game a little bit. They've been fairly quiet during the first half, with the exception of the big bomb and the 52-yard field goal.
Billy Davis backs up deep for the Tigers. Chris Marshall on now to do the punting for Wofford. Awaits the snap. There's the kick. Oh, did he hit a beauty over the head of Davis? Sends him in retreat back to the 13. Picks it off there, out to the 15, the 20. Davis turns to the sidelines and is out of bounds around the 24-yard line. What a punt that time by Chris Marshall of the Wofford Terriers. That punt covered about 60 yards the way I see it. What do you say, gang?
We didn't have the stopwatch on it. He had to be up in the air about 5 seconds, too, Jim.
I'll tell you, Davis looked like Willie Mays going after it. He turned with his back to the line and took off. So the ball is spotted at the 24-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Tigers. Tuttle again wide to the left side. Gilliard's a slot. Magwood goes off right end. Jordan has them down in the eye. That's McSwain at tailback. Takes the pitch out. Comes out over the 30, 35, and down goes Chuck McSwain around the 36-yard line. That should be enough for a Tiger first down. Chuck McSwain did not get much practice this fall. He was hampered with a muscle pull. Cecil Clark that time caught him and hauled him down. They will mark it at the 35-yard line. Kevin Mack at fullback, McSwain the tailback from the eye. It's 1st and 10 Tigers at the 35. Tuttle is wide to the left. Gilliard is a slot left. Stockstill is split off right end. The give again to McSwain. Comes out to the 40, and down he goes at the 40-yard line as Chuck picks up 5 more yards.
Chuck McSwain on carry.
Good first down yardage. That's something the Tigers are beginning to get on that first play. It's what coaches love to see is 4 or 5 yards in that first play. It makes play selection so very much easier.
Magwood now will split off right end. Tuttle again left. Gilliard again slotted left. Mack at fullback. McSwain the tailback. Homer Jordan the quarterback. Pitch back to McSwain. Chuck slipped down as he tried to turn the corner that time and gets back to about the 39, and that is all. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers. Well, there must be, Scott, an underlying bit of dampness on that field because we've seen players from both sides thus far slip down as they tried to make their cuts. Yeah. We had some heavy rains over the past few years. Tuttle again wide left. Gilliard again slotted left. Stockstill goes right. Homer Jordan the quarterback on 3rd down and 6 from the Tiger 39. Homer back to throw. Gets time. Looking, firing over the middle. Tuttle's got it. 1st down at the 45. Takes to the right side at the 40. Into the 35. Perry Tuttle finally wrestled out of bounds in at the 32-yard line by Tim Renfro. So Perry Tuttle with reception 101 on his career. And that one carrying into the 32-yard line of Wofford, a 29-yard pass play. 5:58 remains in the second quarter. 10-3 Tigers on top.
Tuttle out for a breather. Getting back to the turf, yeah, Jim, you can see some divots out there.
All right, Magwood is wide to the right side. Stockstill flank left. This time the ride is off to Jeff McCall, who is back in at fullback, and he crosses the 30 to the 27-yard line. Hit there by Curtis Patterson, the free safety of the Terriers.
Tackle made by Cecil Clark.
Ball marked in at the 27-yard line of Wofford. Second down, 6 yards to go for the Tigers. Kendall Alley is in. He's wide to the left side. Kevin Mack and Cliff Austin are the running backs. Magwood is out to the right side. Here is the pitch back to Cliff Austin. He's across the 20 down to the 16-yard line. Cliff Austin running beautifully out there that time, stepping out of the arms of one would-be tackler, then finally pulled down by Tim Renfro. The first to get to him was Simpson, but he couldn't contain him. Illinois and Pittsburgh, no score after 1. Georgia, Tennessee, no score after 1. Youngstown 3, Cincinnati nothing after 1. My hometown. All right. Austin and McCall are the running backs now. Here's Cliff Austin again. He gets a couple, moves to the 14. He was stood up pretty good at the line of scrimmage that time by one of the linebackers stepping up in there, Ronnie Ray. But Cliff managed to fall forward for a couple of yards, so it'll be second down and 8 from the 14-yard line of the Terriers.
Well, it appears the offense is beginning to get into the flow of the game a little bit. Play selection has been excellent.
Kendall Alley is in. He's wide to the left side. Everybody else is in tight now. They work double tight ends in this situation. Alley goes in motion from left to right. Homer Jordan, the quarterback, taking out. Homer keeps. He's at the 10. Fights his way to the 5. And Homer Jordan, touchdown! A 14-yard scampering broken field run that time by Homer Jordan, who certainly again, Scott, showed that quickness of foot.
Oh, he is something, isn't he? Very, very quick feet, and once he broke the line of scrimmage, from there on it was Homer's touchdown run, 14 yards.
We're ready to hold. It will be Pauling attempting the point after. The kick is up. The kick is good. There is time out of the field with 4:23 left in the half. The score here at the Valley, Clemson 17, Wofford 3.
Six yards, 8 plays, 3 first downs, and that was a good-looking drive, Jim.
I figured it out here right now. So far, the score is Homer Jordan 6, Perry Tuttle 6, Bob Pauling 2, and Mr. Ibwe 3.
I'm going to, Coach Ibrahim's going to be on with us at halftime. I'm going to have to get him to tell me the pronunciations of some of those names. Soccer season has already opened up, and of course he'll be talking about the Clemson Invitational, which is coming up very, very soon. And we'll talk a lot about soccer. That'll be at halftime.
Tim Best, who is a younger brother of Lenny Best of the Wofford Terriers, is now in on the receiving team, and he is backed up 2 yards into the end zone. Meanwhile, it's going to be Bob Pauling who kicks off this time. So Danny Ford is really substituting his kickers in and out. Donald Igwe-Buike kicked off twice, and now Pauling will kick off for the first time. Pauling has kicked the extra points. There's his kick downfield. It's going to be Best at the 2, 5, 10, 15, up the middle to the 20. That's out to the 25, out to about the 28-yard line, and down he goes at that point.
Let me get a running start at this. Igwe-Buike. Is that good?
Something like that.
Okay, he apparently has not been getting enough height on the ball on the kickoffs, and Pauling does get the ball a little higher, which allows your coverage team to get down a little quicker.
All right, Johnny Rembrandt made the tackle there. Georgia has just scored now in the first quarter at 7-0, the Dogs over Tennessee. Bradshaw brings them out in the pure wishbone now. The ball at the 28-yard line of the Wofford Terriers. Tigers on top 17-3. The ride this time is off to Lenny Best. Cracks over left tackle, moves out to the 30-yard line, and that's about as far as he'll go. As William Perry and Dan Benish were there. They have marked it at the 31-yard line.
You know, Jim, if that fullback were to back up another half yard, that would be like the old straight T formation. They had both ends tied that time.
All right, set to go now. Wide to the left goes Mike Taylor. A wing to the right side this time. And that is Wenzer. Now he's in motion wide right. Bradshaw's back to throw, going deep over the middle and firing. It is caught by Wenzer inside the 50 at the 48-yard line of the Tigers. Coming up defensively was Hollis Hall, but Wenzer, who was the wingback in motion, peeled back over on a crossover and was wide open at the Tiger 48 for a first down Terrier.
Charlie Bradshaw can throw the football. That was as well a thrown ball as you'd ever want to see. Right on the money to Wenzer, and it's another Wofford first down.
So the Terriers at the Tiger 48 now. Will send David Moore wide to the left side. They'll work Wenzer as a wing to the right. Bradshaw sends Wenzer in motion to the left side now. Bradshaw digs out, backs to throw. Now he's going to be hemmed in and going to be thrown for a loss back in his own territory at about the 47-yard line. Andy Hedden was the first to get there, and Joey Glenn coming from the opposite side defensive end. They wrestle him down back at the Wofford 47. A loss of 5 on the play. It'll be second down and 15 for the Terriers.
You know who else was in on that big? William Perry.
I saw that huge orange object that covered about a third of the middle of the field out there. I wondered what it was. Wide to the left goes Danny Graves. Again, wing left is Wenzer. He's in motion to the right side as Bradshaw has them down in a split backfield. Takes out. Bradshaw rolling left, looking to throw, firing quickly, incomplete out there in the left side. The intended receiver was Danny Graves, but it was thrown off the money, and the Tiger defensive front is starting to get a little pressure on him now, Scott, forcing him to throw off the wrong foot that time.
So that's going to make it third down and long. In fact, in the neighborhood of 15 yards. 2:25 left to go first half. Clemson on top 17-3.
Third and 15 for the Terriers. Taylor is split off right end. Wenzer will be a wing to the right side as Bradshaw splits his backfield again. Back to throw once more. Looking over the middle and firing. This one incomplete. Thrown behind the intended receiver, Taylor. And once again, William Perry was coming straight up the middle along with Triplett. And between the two of them, they were just too much for Bradshaw to really set up and throw. Suttle was back.
Wow, as big as he is.
Billy Davis back. Chris Marshall the punt now for Wofford. Marshall standing at the 32 awaiting the snap, gets his kick off and hits another beauty. Davis will retreat back to the 5 and gather it in there. Now comes out to the 10, sweeps wide to his right, and hauled down, and his tracks at the 9-yard line. A punt that time covering 48 yards as Chris Marshall has demonstrated a good leg here. He only kicked for a 35-yard average last year, and they said it was a disappointing year for him. He was a much better punter. He's proving that here today.
I got a feeling he spent the summer kicking a few. Good coverage that time by Wofford, too. They had a bunch of people down.
Marked at the 10. McCall will be at fullback. Cliff Austin the tailback. Tuttle comes wide to the left side. Gilliard is right and out, or Gilliard is a slot, and out to the right goes Magwood. Gilliard's in motion from his slot now. Homer Jordan back to throw. Again, he is looking for Perry Tuttle deep. The ball is intercepted down at the 38-yard line, and picking it off was Tim Renfro. And we have a flag on the play, and I think that Perry Tuttle is going to be called for reaching up and grabbing the face mask of Renfro after he made the reception, or the interception.
What amazed me that time is how much time Homer had to wait for Tuttle to try and break free. It seemed like he stood back there a good 5 seconds, just waiting for Tuttle to break free, and never quite did. Good coverage by Wofford. The flag and the ball both are lying at the 34-yard line.
I believe that the infraction occurred at the 36. Crowd today, 60,000 here at the Valley to witness this game between the Wofford Terriers and the Clemson Tigers. Penalty stepped off now from the point of the infraction, the 32-yard line. Will move into the 49 of the Tigers, where it'll be first down Wofford. Perry that time never really began his normal sprint. It was almost as if he kept looking back, waiting for Homer to release so he could run to the ball. And Perry, in fact, looked a little disturbed with himself, especially after the flag had been thrown against him. Mike Taylor splits off the right side. Again, Lang is in at the wingback now. Bradshaw takes out, gives it to Lang on a reverse. Now he's going to throw. Wide open out there inside the 35 is the tight end, Dirk Derrick, and down he goes at the 33-yard line as Tim Childers hauls him in. So again, the abilities of Wade Lang, who was a quarterback, as he works from that wing position, and rolls left to throw and hits Dirk Derrick for a first down at the Tiger 33.
Reminiscent of the old triple threat type quarterback. He can do everything. Run with the ball, throw it. Been a real spark plug for the Wofford offense today.
All right. Down goes Wofford now. Pitch back. Again, it's Lang. Rolling to his right. He's going to run with it this time, but he's going to be hauled down right around the 33. Didn't get much as Jeff Bryant came up defensively that time. Lang faked as if he might throw. I don't think he had intentions of throwing that time. He tried to pull the defense off balance a bit. Quick play here by Wofford as the clock is running down under a minute now. Bradshaw's back to throw. Quick dump out on the right side. Throws it out of bounds to stop the clock with 55 seconds remaining. Arthur Yex was the intended receiver. But Bradshaw stopping the clock, I don't think he really intended to get it into the hands of Yex. He wanted to stop that clock, and so it's spotted at the 33, where it will be third down, 10 yards to go now for the Wofford Terriers.
And I believe they want timeout, Jim.
They do. They want to discuss it. Wofford asking for a timeout here to stop the clock, and with timeout on the field, the score, Tigers 17, Wofford 3.
Scott Shannon with Jim Phillips back here at Death Valley on a beautiful day for football. Over 60,000 people looking on. The Grassy Bank is full. Of course, the upper deck above us full. And a good contingent of Wofford fans across the way. Very tight football game in the first quarter of play. 3-3 at the end of one quarter. And then the Tigers have sort of broken it open. Problems containing a very good Wofford offense.
All right, Taylor goes wide left. Menser's in at the wing now on the right side. He goes in motion left as Bradshaw has them down. The ball at the 33-yard line of the Tigers. Bradshaw back to throw, looking deep, now being chased out of the pocket. From behind, Perry couldn't get him, and finally pushed out of bounds down around the 27-yard line, and getting to him was Andy Hedden. William Perry that time was really in pursuit but couldn't get him. Or Jeff Bryant, I beg your pardon. He's 66 upside down. I get that 99 and 66 confused sometimes.
I think he's 3 or 4 inches taller than the nose guard Perry, too.
They're both big.
Oh, huge.
Jeff goes about 260. It's going to be fourth down for Wofford, and they're going to attempt a field goal here as Don Hairston's on. The kick will be an effort of 44 yards. It will be Lang holding at the 34 from the right hash mark. The spot, the kick is up. The kick is going to be wide to the right and is no good. And so the Tiger defense holds here. And with 42 seconds remaining in the first half of play, Clemson will have the football. They hold a 17-3 lead over the Terriers at this moment. So Clemson once more will get their hands on the football as it's marked now at the 27-yard line.
I'm interested in seeing those halftime stats, Jim, because I think we might see, as far as total offense, a fairly even total.
Tuttle goes wide right. Gilliard is slotted right. McCall and Austin in the eye, and Magwood's flanked off the left side. Here's Jordan back to throw for Gilliard. Jerry with his first reception of the afternoon to the 30, 35, and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. He did not get out of bounds. I beg your pardon. He's hauled down there. It's 29 seconds remaining in the half. Tigers are lined up over the ball quickly. It's going to be second down and just shy of a first down by inches out there.
You don't suppose Homer would rear back and, let's see.
Well, he's rolling to his left, looking to throw. Looking for Magwood. He's got it, and he's out of bounds in at the 46-yard line. Did he have his feet in bounds when he made the catch? That's the question. Yes, he did.
And we got a flag back down here, Jim, at about the 36-yard line.
So the clock stopped now with 14 seconds showing in the first half of play. Tigers leading at 17-3 over Wofford. And they are discussing it down here in the midst of the Tigers. It's going to be illegal procedure against Clemson, so that pass play is nullified. That play nullified by the illegal procedure. Will bring it back and deduct 5 yards. That will carry it back now to about the 32-yard line. So 14 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Magwood is wide left. Gilliard is a slot left, and Tuttle goes out by himself, split off right end. Homer Jordan bringing them up. McCall along with Austin. Homer rolling left, looking to throw. Firing over the middle. He was hit as he threw, and it's intercepted and pulled down from behind is Tuthill, who intercepted it at the 45-yard line. As Homer Jordan was unloading, he was hit back there, and the ball went like a crippled butterfly into the hands of Tuthill. And Wofford quickly asked for a timeout with 2 seconds left here in the half.
Well, they got time. I think field goal's probably out of the question from here, but they got time to get one off.
I'll tell you, though, I don't know how good a leg that Hairston has, but it's not inconceivable that he could kick one from that distance. It would have to be 60 yards or so, but
maybe they'll let Lang try to throw another pass. He's done everything else this afternoon. Of course, Bradshaw throws the ball very well, has a strong arm. They might go for 7.
You just never know about soccer-style kickers, how good their leg might be. Here comes Hairston. He's got the kicking tee with him.
Yes, he does.
So they're going to attempt a field goal here with 2 seconds remaining in the half.
And this is not exactly a chip shot, folks. It's going to be about 59 yards.
Well, he's got a little bit of wind behind him. It's coming out of the west just a bit, a slight breeze. So they're going to spot it at the 49-yard line. This will be a 59-yard attempt. Holding will be Lang. It's from the hash mark left.
Well, Clemson doesn't believe they're going to try this. Nobody's back there.
They're playing a normal defense.
Yep.
There's the spot. He does kick it. He gets it high, but not nearly far enough. It's going to fall short about 2 yards into the end zone. And we have reached the end of the first half of play here at the Valley this afternoon. After the first half, the score, Clemson 17, Wofford 3.
Thursday. We got out, looked at Thursday, and took nothing. We got